Vincent Caruso's tattooed hand came down hard on the banquet table, and every crystal glass in the Belrose ballroom trembled. No one speaks to her like that again. His voice was quiet, almost conversational, which made the warning worse. Evelyn Mercer stood 3 feet behind him, one hand wrapped around the folder she had stolen from her father's office. Less than 20 minutes earlier, around them, 200 guests had gone silent. Men in black suits watched from beneath the chandeliers. Women in diamonds pretended not to stare. Her younger sister, Sabrina, still wore the smile she used when she wanted cruelty to look elegant. "Vincent," Sabrina said, smoothing the front of her white silk dress. "This is a family misunderstanding." Vincent turned just enough for the charcoal tattoo on the left side of his neck to show beneath his open collar. The ink continued over his wrist and across his fingers, dark against the white linen beneath his palm. "Then your family has poor manners." Evelyn's ribs hurt every time she breathed. The rented navy dress was half a size too small, and the shoes had been cutting into her heels since she crossed the marble lobby. The ballroom smelled of gardenias, roasted beef, expensive tobacco, and old money trying to hide fresh panic. She had spent the evening checking seating charts, correcting invoices, and making sure Sabrina's engagement announcement looked effortless. That was what Evelyn did. She fixed things quietly, then stood out of the picture while someone else took the credit. 10 minutes ago, Sabrina had cornered her beside the grand staircase and whispered, "You're not good enough for him." Evelyn had almost laughed. She had never asked for Vincent Caruso's attention. She had only asked why their father had placed the Mercer warehouses against a debt large enough to erase the family by midnight. Now the proof was inside the folder pressed to her chest. Vincent looked back at her. His eyes were dark, steady, and unreadable. "What are you holding?" Evelyn glanced toward her father. Charles Mercer stood near the head table, pale beneath the warm ballroom lights. He gave her a small shake of his head, a warning. Sabrina saw it too. "It's nothing," she said quickly. "Just paperwork Evelyn doesn't understand." That landed harder than the insult by the stairs. Evelyn had spent 6 years balancing the books Sabrina never opened. She knew every late payment, every damaged shipment, every lie their father told the bank. Her thumb slid beneath the folder's edge. "It's a debt agreement," she said. Charles stepped forward. "Evelyn, not here. It expires at midnight." The room seemed to tighten around her. Vincent's expression did not change, but his fingers slowly lifted from the table. "Whose debt?" he asked. Evelyn opened the folder. The first page carried her father's signature. The second carried the seal of the Caruso family. The third was worse. It listed the Mercer warehouses, the trucking company, and voting control of every legal business they owned. At the bottom, beneath a paragraph written in language designed to be overlooked, was a second signature, Sabrina's. Evelyn raised her eyes to her sister. "You knew." Sabrina's face went still. Vincent took the document from Evelyn and read the final page without rushing. Then he looked across the ballroom at Charles Mercer. "You invited me here to announce a marriage," he said. "But you were planning to sell me a company I already own." Charles opened his mouth, but Vincent lifted one tattooed hand and the words died there. He turned back to Evelyn. For one strange second, the dangerous room disappeared. There was only the warmth of his palm beneath her fingers and the faint scent of cedar and rain on his suit. He lifted her hand and pressed a brief, formal kiss to her knuckles. "Not possession, recognition, Miss Mercer," he said, loud enough for everyone to hear. "You're sitting beside me at dinner." Then he leaned closer, his voice dropping so only she could hear. "Because your father isn't the only person who signed away something that belonged to you." Vincent did not release Evelyn's hand until the room started breathing again. Even then, his fingers slid away slowly, leaving a strange warmth across her knuckles. Charles Mercer looked as though someone had pulled the floor out from under him. Sabrina recovered first. She always did. "This is ridiculous," she said, forcing a laugh that sounded too bright beneath the chandeliers. Evelyn found one document and suddenly thinks she understands the entire agreement. Vincent turned toward her. The open collar of his black shirt exposed the dark tattoo climbing the left side of his neck, while matching charcoal ink covered the hand now resting beside Evelyn on the table. She understood enough to find what everyone else hoped I would miss. Nicholas Caruso stepped forward from the far side of the room. He was older than Vincent by nearly 20 years, silver at the temples, smiling with the careful patience of a man who never raised his voice, unless he already knew the outcome. "We should continue this conversation privately," Nicholas said. "The guests came for an announcement, not a financial dispute. The guests came to watch the families trade something." Vincent replied, "They are only surprised it was not a bride." A low murmur moved across the ballroom. Evelyn felt every face turn toward her. The borrowed dress clung tightly at her waist, and a bead of sweat traced the center of her back. She wanted to step away from the attention, but Vincent remained beside her like a wall no one was willing to test. He opened the folder again. "The Mercer debt is secured by the warehouses, the trucking company, and the voting rights," he said. "But this amendment transfers control through marriage." Charles swallowed. It was a temporary structure. It was hidden on page 47. Vincent looked at him. "That is not temporary. That is dishonest." Sabrina folded her arms. "My father was trying to save the company." Evelyn finally spoke. "By signing away the part I built." Her voice was quieter than she intended, but it carried. She had created the new distribution schedule after 3 locations nearly failed. She had negotiated with drivers, repaired vendor relationships, and spent countless nights beneath the cold light of the office kitchen, while Sabrina attended charity dinners and called it networking. Charles avoided her eyes. That hurt more than an answer. Vincent noticed. His jaw tightened, but when he spoke, his voice stayed controlled. "Dinner will proceed in the private room." Nicholas gave him a warning look. "Vincent, you wanted a family discussion," Vincent said. "Now we are having one." He placed his hand lightly against the small of Evelyn's back, not pushing, only guiding her toward the doors. She felt the heat of his palm through the thin fabric. Steady and careful, the gesture was protective without pretending she was helpless. As they crossed the ballroom, Sabrina hurried after them. "She does not belong at that table." Vincent stopped. The guest stopped with him. He glanced down at Evelyn, as though the choice was hers. For the first time that night, someone was not deciding for her. Evelyn lifted her chin. "I signed the operating reports attached to the debt," she said. "I belong wherever it is discussed." Something changed in Vincent's face, not softness exactly, recognition. "Then she sits beside me," he said. The private dining room waited beyond the carved wooden doors. Inside, 9 place settings surrounded a long table beneath a low brass chandelier. The air smelled of seared steak, dark wine, polished wood, and expensive tobacco. Evelyn took the chair at Vincent's right. Sabrina sat across from her, pale with anger. Nicholas settled at the opposite end, still wearing that calm smile. A waiter entered and placed a whiskey before Vincent. Evelyn glanced at the amber liquid, then at the man carrying the tray. His hand was trembling. She did not know why that small detail frightened her. Then the scent reached her, faint beneath the smoke and food. Bitter almonds. Evelyn's heartbeat kicked hard against her ribs. Vincent reached for the glass. She moved before she had time to think and struck it from his hand. It hit the carpet with a dull splash. Every chair scraped backward. Vincent looked at the stain, then at Evelyn. "Why did you do that?" She could barely force the words past her dry throat. "Because someone at this table does not want you finishing dinner." No one moved for 3 full seconds. The whiskey spread across the carpet and a dark amber stain, carrying that faint bitter smell Evelyn could not ignore. Vincent's tattooed hand remained suspended above the empty space where the glass had been. His eyes shifted from the stain to the waiter closed the doors. He said, his voice was calm, but the 2 Caruso men near the wall moved immediately. The carved doors shut with a heavy click. Sabrina pushed back from the table. "This is insane." She knocked over a drink. and now we are prisoners. Vincent turned his head slightly. The charcoal ink along the left side of his neck disappeared beneath his open collar, then reappeared when he faced her. No one called you a prisoner. You locked the room. I locked the room because someone brought me a glass that should not have reached this table. The waiter looked young, maybe 22, with damp hair and a face that had lost all its color. He gripped the silver tray against his chest. I did not know. Mr. Caruso, I swear. Nicholas leaned back in his chair, studying Evelyn rather than the waiter, and Miss Mercer recognized a dangerous drink by smell. His tone made the question sound like an accusation. Evelyn's stomach tightened. She could feel Charles staring at her, silently begging her not to make things worse. She had spent most of her life obeying that look. Tonight, it only made her tired. My mother worked in hospital administration. She said, she taught me never to ignore an unfamiliar chemical smell. It was not the whole truth. The whole truth was that Evelyn had grown up around warehouses where one wrong label could put someone in an ambulance. She had learned to notice what did not belong. Vincent looked at the waiter. Who told you to bring this tray? The service captain. Name Daniel Price. One of the men by the door checked his phone, then shook his head. No Daniel Price on the hotel staff list. The room went quiet again. Sabrina crossed her arms. So somebody used a fake name. That does not prove anyone here was involved. Evelyn looked at the seating chart beside the wine menu. Every place had been assigned before the doors opened. Vincent's whiskey had been the only drink served without being requested. The waiter still had to know which seat was yours, she said. The young man swallowed. A woman showed me. Sabrina's chair creaked beneath her. Vincent noticed. So did Evelyn. What woman? He asked. The waiter's eyes flicked across the table and stopped for half a second too long. Sabrina rose. Do not look at me. Sit down. Vincent said. She froze. He did not raise his voice. He did not need to. I told him where Mr. Caruso was sitting. Sabrina admitted. That is all. One of the coordinators asked me to help because the staff was confused. Evelyn felt something inside her sink. Sabrina had always lied smoothly, but this time, her hands gave her away. Her thumb kept rubbing the edge of her diamond bracelet. She did that when she was afraid. Which coordinator? Evelyn asked. Sabrina looked at their father. Charles stared at his plate. Nicholas lifted his wine and took a slow sip. Vincent's gaze moved between all three of them. His expression remained controlled, but his tattooed fingers curled once against the white tablecloth. This dinner was arranged by my uncle's office, he said. Nicholas smiled faintly. Careful, Vincent. I am being careful. Vincent reached beneath the table and placed a small brass key in Evelyn's palm, closing her fingers around it before anyone else could see. His hand was warm, steady. There is a private cabinet in the service hall, he murmured. The original contract is inside. Evelyn looked at him. Why are you giving this to me? Because they expected me to protect power. His eyes held hers. They did not expect me to trust you. Then the lights went out. Darkness swallowed the dining room so completely that Evelyn heard the silence. Before she understood it, a chair scraped. Someone cursed under his breath. Then Vincent's hand closed around her wrist. Firm but careful. The tattoos across his fingers warm against her skin. Stay behind me, he said. Emergency lights flickered on a second later, washing the room in a dim red glow. Vincent had already moved between Evelyn and the rest of the table. His black shirt was open at the collar, revealing the charcoal tattoo along the left side of his neck, and his broad shoulders blocked most of her view. She could still see Sabrina standing near the wall, one hand pressed to her chest. Charles remained seated, frozen. Nicholas looked almost amused. A power failure, he said. Nothing more. Vincent did not turn around. This hotel has 3 backup systems. One of his men checked the hallway through a narrow opening in the door. The main ballroom still has power. Evelyn tightened her fingers around the brass key hidden in her palm. The service cabinet was somewhere outside, and the original contract might be the only proof that could stop Nicholas. from taking control of both families. Vincent glanced back at her. Can you reach the service hall? Not without crossing the room. Then we cross together. Nicholas set down his wine glass. You are overreacting. Someone interfered with my drink, used a false employee name, and cut power only to this room. Vincent's voice stayed low. I am reacting exactly once. He guided Evelyn along the wall. Keeping himself between her and the table, she could smell cedar, rain, and the faint metallic trace of the spilled whiskey. Her heels caught against the carpet, and Vincent slowed without looking down. It was such a small thing that it unsettled her more than his authority did. He noticed when she struggled. Men like him were not supposed to notice. Sabrina stepped into their path. Where are you taking her? Away from this table. She started all of this. Evelyn stopped. No. I noticed it. Sabrina's face twisted. You always do that. You find one mistake and act like you are better than everyone. I spent years fixing your mistakes without saying a word. Charles stood suddenly. Enough. His voice cracked across the room. But Evelyn no longer felt like the daughter who had to obey it. She looked at him through the red light. Did you know about the amendment? He opened his mouth, then looked at Nicholas. That was answer enough. Something cold settled inside her. Vincent saw it happen. His expression did not soften, but his grip shifted from her wrist to her hand. You do not have to protect them from the truth, he said quietly. Nicholas rose at last. Careful, Vincent, family loyalty still matters. Vincent faced him. Loyalty without choice is just fear wearing a suit. For the first time, Nicholas's smile disappeared. A dull thud sounded from the service corridor. One of the Caruso men opened the door wider and found a hotel employee slumped against the wall, conscious but dazed. No visible injury, only confusion and a missing access badge. Evelyn looked toward the cabinet near the linen cart. Its brass lock matched the key in her palm. She moved toward it, but Vincent caught her hand. Wait, the contract is inside. That is what they want us to believe. He studied the hallway, then the cabinet, his eyes narrowing. Someone wanted the lights out. Someone wanted you to leave the room with that key. Evelyn's heartbeat climbed into her throat. Then the cabinet is a distraction. Or a test. Behind them, a phone began vibrating against the table. Everyone looked toward the sound. It was Nicholas's phone. He did not reach for it. Vincent did. The screen showed a single new message from an unknown number. Evelyn could read the words from where she stood. She has the key. Bring her to the east stairwell. Vincent's tattooed hand closed around the phone. Then he looked at Evelyn, and for the first time that night, she saw something beneath his control that looked almost like fear. They are not trying to take the contract, he said. They are trying to take you. Vincent moved before anyone else could speak. He pulled Evelyn behind him and turned toward the dining room with a kind of control that made panic feel almost embarrassing. No one leaves, he said. Nicholas gave a dry laugh. You cannot honestly believe I arranged this. Vincent held up the phone. Then explain why your number received the message. Nicholas's face did not change, but Charles looked away. Evelyn saw it. So did Sabrina. The red emergency lights painted every expression and hard shadows, and suddenly the room felt smaller than it had before. Evelyn stepped out from behind Vincent. They do not want me, she said. They want what I know. Vincent looked at her sharply. Explain. She opened the folder still tucked beneath her arm and pointed to the amendment page. The debt agreement says the Mercer company transfers through a marriage, but the operating reports are attached under my authorization. If I had challenged the numbers publicly, the agreement can be frozen. Charles stood. Evelyn, stop. She turned toward him. That is why you needed me at the gala, was it not? Not because I am family. Because my signature makes the books look legitimate. The words left a bitter taste in her mouth. For years, she had believed her father trusted her with the company because she was capable. Now she understood. He had trusted her because she was useful. Sabrina's voice came out thin. I did not know that part. You signed the amendment, Evelyn said. I signed what Dad gave me. So did I? The difference is that I read it. Sabrina flinched as if the truth had weight. Vincent remained close enough that Evelyn could feel the heat from his shoulder. But he did not interrupt. He was letting her own the moment. Nicholas folded his hands. All of this can be corrected tomorrow. No, Evelyn said. Tomorrow is what you kept promising while the debt grew. A silence followed. Then Charles spoke quietly. It started with Sabrina's settlement. Sabrina turned toward him. What settlement? Charles rubbed both hands over his face. There was an accident 2 years ago. The family paid to keep it private. I borrowed against the warehouses. Sabrina stared at him, color draining from her face. You told me the insurance handled it. I was protecting you. Evelyn almost laughed, but nothing about it was funny. She had spent years cutting payroll, renegotiating contracts, and working until midnight to cover money that had vanished into a secret built around her sister. You protected her with my work, she said. Charles looked at her then, and guilt finally broke through his fear. I thought I could fix it. You thought I would. Vincent's tattooed fingers curled at his side. When he spoke, his voice was quiet, and my uncle offered the solution. Nicholas lifted his chin. I offered survival. You offered control, Evelyn said. The phone in Vincent's hand buzzed again. This time the message was shorter. East stairwell, 2 minutes, or the Mercer files go public. Sabrina covered her mouth. Charles sank back into his chair. Vincent looked toward the service corridor, then at Evelyn. They are forcing a choice. No, she said. Her heartbeat was still racing, but her mind had gone strangely clear. They are forcing the choice they think I will make. She closed the folder and handed it to Vincent. They expect me to save my family from humiliation. Will you? He asked. Evelyn looked at Charles, then Sabrina, then Nicholas. The answer hurt, but it no longer confused her. I will save the employees who had nothing to do with this. I will save the company if I can. She met her father's eyes. But I am done saving people who keep choosing the fire. Something changed in Vincent's expression. Not pity, respect. He took off his black jacket and placed it around her shoulders, covering the thin rented dress and the tremor she had been trying to hide. Then we do this your way, he said. What is my way? Vincent opened the service door and stepped into the red-lit hall. Placing himself between her and whatever waited beyond it, we stopped protecting the lie. The service corridor felt 10 degrees colder than the ballroom. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead, turning Vincent's black shirt gray at the shoulders and making the charcoal tattoo along his neck look almost blue. Evelyn followed close behind him, his jacket wrapped around her slim frame. The sleeves hanging past her wrists, the fabric smelled like cedar, rain, and faint tobacco. You should stay behind the door, Vincent said without looking back. You just said we were doing this my way. Your way does not require you standing in an empty hallway where someone asked for you by name. Neither does yours. He stopped. For a second, the silence between them felt heavier than the danger waiting near the east stairwell. Then Vincent turned, and Evelyn saw the strain he had been hiding. His face had gone pale beneath the warm tone of his skin. A thin line of sweat rested near his temple. His tattooed hand flexed once, as if his fingers had gone numb. You touched the whiskey, she said, only the outside of the glass. And now you are shaking. I am not shaking. Evelyn reached for his hand before he could pull it away. His fingers were cold. Vincent, he looked down at where she held him. No one had ever warned her that power could look exhausted, that a man who made entire rooms fall silent might still stand in a narrow hallway, pretending his body was not failing him because too many people depended on the illusion. There is a linen room ahead, she said. We stop for 1 minute. We do not have 1 minute. Then take 30 seconds, he almost argued. But his balance shifted. Evelyn caught his arm. Vincent allowed her to guide him through a half-open door stacked with white towels and hotel sheets. The room smelled of bleach, warm cotton, and dust from the vent. She locked the door behind them. Sit. You give orders easily. Only when men are being unreasonable. He lowered himself onto a wooden bench. Without his jacket, the tattoos on his forearms were fully visible beneath his rolled sleeves, dark patterns crossing his wrists and fingers. Evelyn wet a clean towel with cold water and pressed it into his hand. Hold it against your wrist. You do this often? Take care of people who refuse to admit they need help. She looked at him. Constantly. Something almost like a smile touched his mouth, then disappeared. Evelyn crouched in front of him, listening to his breathing. It was steady, but controlled. Why did you trust me with the key? She asked. Vincent stared at the floor. My sister once warned me that someone inside our family was using her name to move money. His voice had changed. The edges were still hard, but quieter now. I thought she was scared. I told her I would handle it after a meeting. Evelyn glanced at the name hidden within the tattoo near his collar. Lucia, you never got the chance. No. He rubbed his thumb across the ink on his hand. I protected the family's reputation. She paid for it. Evelyn did not offer sympathy wrapped in empty words. She simply sat beside him. Their shoulders nearly touched. That is why you believe me at dinner. That is why I no longer ignore the person everyone else calls inconvenient. A muted knock sounded from the hall. 3 taps. Then 2. Vincent straightened immediately. The weakness vanished behind control. But Evelyn had seen it now. She knew it was still there. A man's voice came through the door. Mr. Caruso, the east stairwell is clear. We found the cabinet open. Vincent and Evelyn exchanged a look. The contract? She asked. The voice outside paused. Gone. Vincent stood, but Evelyn caught his tattooed hand again. Who knew the key was with me? She whispered. His eyes hardened. Only the people at that table. Another knock came, louder this time. Mr. Caruso. Vincent moved in front of Evelyn and reached for the door. But she noticed something on the floor beneath the narrow gap. A cream envelope had been pushed inside. Her name was written across it in her father's handwriting. She picked it up and opened it. Inside was a copy of the original agreement and a single sentence. Evelyn, I am sorry. I signed your name before you ever saw the contract. She read it twice before the meaning settled in. The debt had never only belonged to her family. Legally, on paper, it belonged to her. Vincent watched her face change. What did he do? Evelyn raised the page, her voice barely audible. My father did not use me to support the agreement. She looked toward the locked door, where someone was still waiting. He made me the debt. The knocking stopped. Vincent took the page from Evelyn and read it once, his face going still in a way that felt more dangerous than anger. Your signature was forged, he said. Evelyn stared at her father's handwriting. He used my name to secure the debt. If the company fails, I lose everything before Sabrina loses a single dollar. Her voice sounded distant, almost calm, but her hands would not stop trembling. Vincent folded the page and slipped it inside his shirt. Then we end this now. How? By putting the truth in front of everyone who was meant to benefit from the lie. He reached for the door. Evelyn caught his arm. You can barely stand. I can stand long enough. That is not the same thing. Vincent looked down at her, the charcoal ink on his hand disappearing beneath her fingers. For one brief moment, the hard expression left his face. You do not have to worry about me. Evelyn gave a tired laugh. You stood in front of me all night. You do not get to tell me that now. The corner of his mouth moved, but the softness vanished when another sound came from the hallway. Footsteps. More than one person. Vincent opened the door only after one of his trusted men identified himself. The corridor outside was clear, but voices carried from the ballroom. Nicholas had returned to the guests. He was already controlling the story. He is telling them Evelyn stole company records, the man said. He says Mr. Mercer discovered the fraud and tried to stop her. Evelyn closed her eyes. Of course, Nicholas had moved first. In families like theirs, the first version of a lie often became the truth. Vincent removed the Caruso signet ring from his finger and placed it in her palm. It was heavy, warm from his skin. What is this? Temporary voting authority. Vincent, no. My uncle can challenge me while I am impaired. He cannot challenge the holder of this ring until the council meets. Evelyn stared at him. You are giving me control of your family. I am giving you enough power to walk into that room without anyone dragging you back out. And what happens to you? I become the distraction. Before she could argue, he stepped into the corridor and raised his voice. Opened the ballroom doors. When they entered, the music had stopped. Nicholas stood on the small stage beside Charles and Sabrina, speaking into a microphone. Every guest turned toward Vincent. He walked slowly, but no one could see the weakness Evelyn now recognized in the set of his shoulders. His black shirt was open at the throat. The tattoo along his neck started beneath the chandelier light. He placed himself half a step in front of her. Nicholas lowered the microphone. There she is, he said. The woman who signed fraudulent reports and tried to steal the Mercer company. A murmur moved through the room. Charles looked sick. Sabrina looked relieved. Evelyn felt the old instinct to disappear rise inside her. Vincent glanced back, not pushing, waiting. She tightened her hand around the ring and stepped beside him. My signature was forged, she said. Her voice shook on the first word, then steadied. My father used my name to hide a debt created for Sabrina and approved by Nicholas Caruso. Charles whispered, Evelyn, please. She looked at him. You asked me to protect this family every day of my life. Tonight, I am protecting it from you. Nicholas smiled coldly. And you expect anyone here to believe that? Vincent swayed almost imperceptibly. Evelyn saw it. So did Nicholas. He lifted the microphone again. Vincent is clearly unwell. Until he recovers, authority returns to the senior council. Vincent reached for the edge of a table to steady himself. Then he looked at Evelyn. Show them. She raised her hand. The Caruso ring caught the light. The ballroom fell silent. Nicholas's smile disappeared. He transferred authority to me, Evelyn said. So now you have a choice. You can hear the truth in public, or explain to both families why you are afraid of one woman with a piece of paper. Vincent stood beside her, pale but unbowed. Choose carefully, he said. Nicholas stared at the ring, then at the guests watching him. For the first time that night, he had no easy answer. Evelyn looked across the room at the people who had spent years deciding her value. Then she opened the forged agreement and began to read. Evelyn read every line without rushing. She named the original loan, the hidden penalties, the amendment tied to Sabrina's marriage, and the forged signature that placed the final liability in her name. By the time she reached the last page, the ballroom had gone so quiet that the soft hum of the chandeliers sounded loud. Charles stood beneath the stage lights with his shoulders folded inward. Sabrina kept looking toward the doors, as though she still believed someone might arrive and rescue her from consequences. Nicholas watched Evelyn with the cold patience of a man searching for the exact moment. Fear would break her voice. It never did. This agreement cannot stand, Evelyn said. My authorization was falsified. The financial reports were altered after I submitted them, and the marriage clause was designed to transfer control without full disclosure. Nicholas stepped down from the stage. You are an operations manager, not an attorney. No, she said. I am the person who kept those warehouses open while you were building a trap around them. A few guests lowered their eyes. They knew her work. Some had signed contracts she had repaired. Others had called her at midnight when shipments stalled and Charles could not be reached. Vincent stood beside her, one tattooed hand braced against the table. His face was pale, but his presence still held the room together. She has temporary authority, he said. Her decision stands until the council reviews the documents. Nicholas turned on him. You would hand your family's future to a Mercer. Vincent's gaze did not move. I handed it to the only person here who told me the truth before it benefited her. The words landed harder than any threat. Evelyn looked down at the Caruso ring in her palm. She could use it to ruin Nicholas. She could strip her father of everything. She could force Sabrina to feel the same helplessness they had placed on her. For one sharp second, she wanted to. Then she remembered the warehouse employees with mortgages, children, medical bills, and no place at this gala. They would pay first. They always did. The illegal assets connected to this debt will be separated and surrendered for review. Evelyn said, the legitimate company stays open under an independent board. Employee pay and benefits are protected before any family claim. Charles lifted his head. And what happens to me? She met his eyes. You lose control. Sabrina stepped forward. What about me? Evelyn looked at her sister for a long moment. You tell the truth about the settlement publicly. No more money disappears to keep your life clean. Sabrina's face tightened. You want to humiliate me? No. I want you to carry your own name for once. Nicholas gave a short laugh. You think mercy makes you strong? Evelyn turned toward him. This is not mercy. Mercy would mean I still trust you. This is a boundary. The senior members of the Caruso family began speaking quietly among themselves. Nicholas looked around and realized the room had shifted away from him. He had expected fear, revenge, or chaos. Evelyn had given them a plan. Vincent's knees nearly gave beneath him. She caught his arm before anyone else reacted. His tattooed fingers closed around hers. You should sit down. She whispered, not until you finish. I already did. He looked at her, and the hardness in his face eased. Then choose what happens next. Evelyn removed the ring and placed it against his palm. But he did not close his hand. I do not want your power, she said. Good. Vincent answered softly. That is why I trusted you with it. The room was still watching, but for a moment it felt far away. Why did you protect me? He asked. Evelyn glanced toward her father, her sister, and the people who had nearly traded both their lives for control. Because I had the power to become like them, she said, and I chose not to. Vincent's thumb moved once across her knuckles. He did not pull her closer. He waited. Evelyn curled her fingers around his hand by choice. Behind them, the Caruso Council called for Nicholas to surrender his authority pending investigation. Ahead of them, the ballroom doors opened to the rain-dark city. Vincent looked toward the exit, then back at Evelyn. Was the kiss part of the performance? She asked. His eyes held hers. No. Her breath caught. Then what was it? The first honest decision I made tonight. 6 months later, the Belrose ballroom looked almost unchanged. The chandeliers still burned bright. The marble still reflected every expensive shoe. The air still carried gardenias, polished wood, and the faint smoke of men who believed power belonged to whoever spoke last. Evelyn Mercer entered without a rented dress, without a folder pressed to her chest, and without asking whether she belonged. She wore a simple black gown that followed her slim frame with quiet elegance, and the company badge in her purse mattered more to her than any diamond in the room. Mercer Logistics now answered to an independent board. The warehouse employees had kept their jobs. Charles no longer controlled the company, and Sabrina had spent the past months publicly correcting the story their family had paid to hide. Nicholas Caruso was gone from the council. None of it had happened cleanly. Honor never came without a bill. Vincent stood near the windows in a black suit. His collar opened just enough to reveal the charcoal tattoo along the left side of his neck. The same darkening covered his hands and fingers. But something in the way he carried them had changed. He no longer kept one hand closed around the room as if everything inside it belonged to him. When he saw Evelyn, he waited. He had learned to do that. You are late, he said when she reached him. 3 minutes. I noticed. I know. His mouth almost curved. Behind them, members of both families watched with careful interest. They had spent generations using marriages as contracts and silence as loyalty. Vincent had spent 6 months dismantling the tradition one decision at a time. He separated the legal Caruso businesses from the old council's private control. He ended agreements that treated daughters like collateral. He refused a profitable alliance when its terms required someone else to surrender her future. Some called it weakness, others called it betrayal. Vincent called it the price of being able to look Evelyn in the eye. Sabrina approached before dinner. She seemed smaller without the certainty that someone would always clean up after her. Do you really think this changes what people are? She asked Evelyn. No, Evelyn said. It changes what they are allowed to keep doing. Sabrina looked toward Vincent, and Evelyn followed her gaze. Vincent was speaking with an elderly warehouse supervisor whose medical benefits he had restored. After the council cut them, he listened without checking the room, without performing kindness for an audience. He is changing what he chooses, Evelyn said. That is the only kind that matters. Later, on the hotel steps, rain silvered the line of black cars along the curb. Vincent opened a door for her, then stepped back. He did not touch her waist. He did not tell her where to go. There was a time, he said, when I thought protecting someone meant removing every choice that could hurt them. Evelyn looked at him. That is not protection. That is another kind of cage. I know that now. The admission cost him something. She could hear it. You saved me that night, he continued, not from the contract, from becoming the man my family expected. Evelyn shook her head. I did not save you. No. I gave you a choice. You paid the price of making it. Rain gathered on the shoulders of his suit. The tattoos across his fingers looked almost black beneath the streetlights. And you? He asked. What did you pay? Evelyn thought of the father she could no longer trust, the sister she might never fully forgive, and the years she had spent believing love meant carrying what other people refused to hold. The version of myself who thought being needed was the same as being loved. Vincent held out his hand, not a command, not a claim, an invitation. Evelyn placed her hand in his, but she did not move toward the car yet. One condition, she said. Only one. Do not protect me from the truth. His fingers closed gently around hers. Then do not protect me from becoming better. She looked back at the ballroom, where two families were learning that tradition could survive without cruelty, and that loyalty chosen freely was stronger than obedience bought with fear. Then she stepped beside Vincent, not behind him, not because he had rescued her, because she had shown him that power without restraint was only fear with better tailoring. And he had loved her enough to change what power meant. The car door remained open while the rain fell around them. For the first time in either of their lives, no one else was deciding what happened next.